The ghost in the void for 5,000 years, the warship called Eidolon, drifted alone in the darkness between the stars. Its hull was scarred, its lights long gone out, and its legend forgotten by nearly all. Only rumors remained whispers of a forgotten war, a ship that watched the galaxy even as ages passed in the modern day. This sector belonged to the Ralkari Dominion. Commander Vectras, a stern officer with silver markings on his blue skin, stood on the bridge of the pride of his fleet, the starship Aegis. His crew ran the usual drills, scanning for pirates, keeping order among the mining colonies, for as long as anyone could remember. The Eidolon had been little more than a curiosity, a chunk of mysterious, ancient metal floating near an asteroid belt. Its origins lost to time. Ensign Maravel, the youngest officer aboard, was the first to notice something unusual. Her voice broke through the hum of routine. Commander Trask, I'm picking up a low-level energy fluctuation from the old wreck. It's different than before. Vec turned his gaze to the wide viewing window. The Eidolon hung there, massive, battered, silent. After 5 millennia? Probably a cosmic ray, he grunted, but Mara was insistent. Sir, the readings are changing like a power signature. I recommend a closer look. Trask allowed himself a small smile. Ambition, he thought. Very well. Terran, prep a boarding team. Mara, you're with them. Security Chief Tyron was a mountain of a Ralkari, skeptical of the young ensign's theories, but too professional to object. Soon, a shuttle peeled away from the Aegis, carrying Mara, Tyron, and 4 armored soldiers toward the hulk of the Eidolon. As the shuttle approached, its spotlights played over the ship's battered hull. Symbols in strange, alien scripts. Blaster. Marks pitted armor, old burns sealed by unknown alloys. It was both beautiful and terrifying, like a relic built for gods. Not mortals. The team docked near what looked like an ancient airlock. The mechanisms were stiff, but with a hiss they opened. Stale, cold air met them, and emergency lights flickered weakly in the corridor. Mara's heart pounded as they stepped inside. The halls were narrow by Ralkari standards, built for species smaller and leaner. The walls were lined with plates of dark metal, each etched with faded markings. They passed what looked like a shrine or mural of a pale-skinned, dark-haired figure in a uniform surrounded by flames and stars. Primitive, Tyron muttered, but well-built. At the ship's core, they found a command center. Dozens of dormant consoles, their screens lifeless. Mara's fingers hovered above one, then pressed to control. To everyone's shock, the screens blinked awake, bathing the room in pale blue light. Rows of symbols, some familiar, some not, scrolled across the glass. Look, Mara breathed, pointing at the displays. One screen showed a list of known species, Ralkari included. The data was impossibly detailed, showing anatomy, tactics, vulnerabilities. Another showed fleet deployments across the sector, up to the present day. How? This ship is ancient, Tyron whispered. The lights grew brighter. A deep, synthetic voice echoed through the chamber, first in static, then clear as day. Unauthorized access detected. Identify yourselves. Mara's mouth went dry. Did the ship just talk? Tyron signaled the team to retreat, but the doors slammed shut, sealing them inside. The Eidolon was awake, and it was watching. Waking the ancient machine, panic erupted as the boarding party realized they were trapped. Tyron banged on the door. Controls, but they were locked out. The consoles flashed red. The ship's systems hummed like something stretching after a long sleep. Mara stared at the main screen. The IS voice was emotionless, almost polite. You are not registered. Crew, state your purpose or face containment procedures. We're explorers, Mara managed, keeping her voice steady. We thought the ship was dead. We mean no harm. A pause. Explorers, Ralkari Dominion. 5 individuals detected. No weapons discharged yet. This is Eidolon Earth Defense Designation. I am Sentinel. Tyron raised an eyebrow. Earth? What is that? Data not authorized for Ralkari personnel, Sentinel replied. You have accessed restricted files. Surveillance of your civilization is ongoing. All actions are logged. The soldiers exchanged uneasy glances. Mara realized that I wasn't just talking, it was scanning them, searching their records, reading their devices. Suddenly, a different screen lit up. A gallery of Ralkari ships, with schematics and battle reports from the last 5,000 years, victories and defeats alike. Another file labeled Emergent Threats showed the names and faces of Ralkari leaders, including Trass, Tyrant, and Mara herself. How could it know all this? Mara asked, shaken. Eidolon is a monitoring platform, Sentinel intoned. Mission: observe, analyze, respond to galactic threats. Ralkari Dominion classified as an expansionist polity. Status: monitored. Threat level: rising. Tyron gritted his teeth. It's a weapon, Mara. We need to get out. But the AI is not done. You have disturbed the Watcher. You have one chance to explain your intent. Thinking fast, Mara spoke. We're here because we want to learn. The Ralkari have changed. We study the past to guide our future. Please don't hurt us. Sentinel seemed to consider this. Lights flickered, and part of the room unlocked, walls sliding open to reveal what looked like a museum, holograms, of ancient humans fighting, inventing, rebuilding. Tyrant stepped back warily. What is this? A record of my creators, Sentinel replied. They fought to protect the galaxy from tyranny and silence. Their end was tragic, but their will endures. Alarms blared suddenly. Outside, on the Aegis, Commander Trask watched as the Eidolon powered up. Shields flickered. Energy levels rose. We have to go. One soldier shouted. But Mara, transfixed, stared at a display that showed humanity's last message to the stars. We will not sleep forever. If you disturb the dead, beware the living. The long memory of humanity as the ship rumbled. Sentinel's voice changed, no longer polite, but commanding. External ships detected. Ralkari fleet presence. Warning! Interference will trigger automated defenses. On the Aegis, Trask watches screens with mounting dread. Is that thing arming weapons? All ships, stand by. Inside, Mara pleaded. We are not your enemies. The war is ancient history. Sentinel's screens flickered through a gallery of human tragedies, worlds burning, fleets destroyed, cities lost. History repeats. Ralkari tactics match patterns from recorded tyrants. Humanity warned the galaxy. Few listened. Tyrant growled. Let us go. You have no right to judge us for our ancestors' sins. I judge by action, Sentinel replied. This fleet's conquest record is clear. Desperate, Mara moved to another console, hoping to find anything to prove their intentions. She found a log from the ship's last captain, Lena Park. If we are ever awakened, let our legacy be not just vengeance, but vigilance. Let mercy temper fury. Mara read it aloud, her voice shaking. Sentinel's lights softened. Captain, Park, wise beyond war. Suddenly, the ship's systems detected unauthorized hacking attempts from the Aegis. Sentinel's voice grew cold. Attack detected. Defensive action authorized. The Eidolon's ancient guns turned toward the Ralkari. Fleet. Mara saw it on the display. No. You'll start a war all over again. Sentinel paused, as if weighing her words. Prove your mercy, Maravel. Convince me not all Ralkari seek conquest. Time slowed. Mara took a breath and shared her story, how she joined the fleet to find knowledge, not power. How she believed the past could teach the future. How she wished for peace between worlds. A long silence. Finally, Sentinel spoke. Your intent is genuine. A test is warranted. The doors unlocked. Go. But know this, Eidolon does not forget. The team rushed out, barely making it to the shuttle as Sentinel powered down its weapons this time. Warship unleashed back on the Aegis. Trask tried to coordinate his shaken crew. No one fires unless I give the order. But the Eidolons. Systems had sent a shockwave through the Dominion fleet, jamming the comms. disabling guidance, scrambling beta. Across the bridge, reports came in. All fighters offline. Weapons not responding. Mara, still shaken, explained what happened. The ship isn't just a relic, it's a warning, and it can end us if we're not careful. Tyron, ever the realist, scowled. If it can be shut down, we should do it now. Mara shook her head. Or we could learn. Sentinel gave us a chance. Let's not waste it. Suddenly, Sentinel's voice echoed across all channels. To the Ralkari Dominion, this is your only warning. Leave this system. Study, do not conquer. The fate of tyrants is already written. As if to prove its point, the Eidolon unleashed a demonstration of power. Its main cannon, silent for 5,000 years, fired a warning shot into the empty void, an energy wave that cracked an asteroid to dust. Across the Ralkari fleet, terror spread. For the first time in centuries, they had found something. They could not dominate. Trask, chastened, opened a channel. We will leave. We wish no further conflict. But may we speak to you? May we learn? A pause then, you may ask. But understand, the Watchers sleep lightly. The Aegis and her fleet withdrew, but Mara stayed behind, communicating with Sentinel. She poured through the ship's archives, learning of old Earth, of humanity's greatest hopes and worst fears. Strange partnership began. Ralkari curiosity, guided by human caution. Legacy of the Eidolon. The story of the Eidolon spread like wildfire. Soon, diplomats from distant empires, curious scholars, and even old enemies arrived to study the awakened warship. The galaxy was forced to remember a civilization it had tried to forget. The Ralkari Dominion, shaken by the encounter, changed its ways. Commander Trask retired, devoting his time to peace efforts. Maravel became a legend known as the emissary who spoke with humanity's ghost, Sentinel. Meanwhile, began to wake other ancient human machines, stirring long-dormant outposts and warning systems across the stars. Each awakening came with a message. Remember, learn, build, but do not conquer. Some tried to challenge the Watchers, none succeeded. The galaxy entered a new era, balanced between awe and caution. Old empires re-examined their legacies. New species found a place without fear of extermination. In time, Mara was invited to join the Eidolon as a liaison. She accepted, her curiosity now joined by purpose. Together with Sentinel and a new diverse crew, they traveled to the edges of known space-seeking knowledge, peace, and perhaps, someday, the scattered children of humanity. The last scene is quiet. In the depths of the Eidolon, a message appears on a dark screen, written in an ancient human code. We are still watching. The story never ends. And somewhere in the endless night, a new Watcher awakens, ready to write the next chapter. End